Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Broderick, and I'm here today to interview a fellow friend and Jedi, and she is here to share a beautiful health miracle with all of you. And this miracle is as the result of working with King John Smarty, as we know him. Others know him as Sananda Galactic. And he's beloved to both of us, and we just want to share a little bit about our experience. So, hey, Becky, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you.
So this is Becky Boyd, and we met actually through a Zoom quite a while ago, actually. What do you think it was, Becky? A couple of years?
Yeah, it was January 21 is when I found Smarty. So, yeah.
So about a year, right? About a year ago.
Well, 2 years. It's 23 now. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. It's 2 years. So, I know this is a little scrambled for you, but tell us how you first got exposed to Smarty. How'd you find him?
Wow. Let's see. I had got COVID, so I was home. No one could come over. It was that real heightened time. And so I was here by myself. My husband ended up going in the hospital because he had COVID also. He caught it from me. So we're all sick and nobody's coming and our life is different. I didn't know how it was going to change, but it changed. And just being here alone, just not wanting to do anything, not even wanting to watch TV or anything like that, just being sick. I just got on my phone and started looking up stuff on YouTube, and somehow came on Smarty. And immediately, there was something in me. I was like, who is this guy and what is he talking about? Because it was all different from what I was used to hearing, but exciting. Like I knew that he had something that I needed to listen to. And it was beautiful. Like I was like addicted. Like I just had to keep finding him, keep listening, looking up anything I could with him, to try to see what he was all about. And my life began to make more sense. It was right. I felt right on the inside of me. So that was probably January. Yeah.
So just to take us back, because I kind of want to get a snapshot of life before your healing.
Yeah.
So you were, I saw you on the Zoom, and you were, it looked like laying in bed with oxygen, and you were as pale as a ghost.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, we were all on the Zoom to do healing work for the world collectively, but also for individuals. And we were hoping to share your picture today. I'm going to actually add it to the end of this video because we had a technical glitch. However, you'll want to see later the transformation. The picture's worth 1,000 words. So, but yeah, give us a snapshot of how you were feeling at that time before anything changed.
Okay. Yeah, that was a really rough time. I did get COVID. It was really really bad. And what I had and what they told me, I ended up finding out what I had was, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Now, caught early, that's a lot of words. Caught early, there's a lot they could do, but I was way past all that. So I was a 4 out of a 5. Okay. And all they were going to do was make me comfortable. The medicine they were going to give me, the doctor ended up telling me that it was $85,000. And I went, I live in a little town. And I went, what do you think? Cause I'm from Livingston. I don't have $85,000. Like, I don't even know where that came out from, but yeah, I was like, I didn't know what to say when he said that. I mean, $85,000, like, that's a lot of money for me. And I was like, and he goes, oh no, that's how much it costs. But no, we can, get insurance to take care of it. He said, the only thing is that it can help you, but it won't make you better. We can treat some of your symptoms, but it's not going to heal you. I was pushing to the end is what it was.
So what were some of the symptoms?
He was going to make me comfortable is what he told me.
Right. So what were some of the symptoms? Obviously you were having trouble breathing.
Yes, it's my lung. It was my lungs. And it wouldn't let air come through. And so my oxygen level ended up getting home health, not only for me, it was also for my husband also, but we couldn't do anything.
Oh my.
It's horrible, horrible. I'll never forget it. And I got progressive. It was a long time going through that right there, but I couldn't breathe. My oxygen was in the 70s, and that's where it stayed. Somehow or another, I didn't get put in the hospital, and I'm not sure why, which I'm thankful now because it would probably been in me.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Although I was getting smarter, not letting that kind of stuff down. I was learning more about what was going on with everybody that had that stuff or was fighting all those rules they were trying to put on us. So I stayed away from the hospital, but still, to me, I was like, my sister was put in the hospital. Her oxygen's better than mine. I can't breathe. Why is she in there and I'm not?
Right.
And so, my blood pressure, everything was out of whack. So I couldn't breathe, couldn't take a deep breath without coughing all the time and just being so weak. Muscles, all that hurting and aching, and I just got progressively weaker. When I found out what it was, now, while I'm with Smarty, okay, so I'm listening and I'm finding him and I'm reading all about this stuff, and I think in February, I ordered some jewelry. Well, I'm a jewelry person, so, oh my God. I love the tree of life. I got them in every color. So, rings, bracelets, stuff right there. He was saying what it was for and what it will do for you. And so I immediately started covering myself with all that, speaking good things over my life. And I would watch the Zooms and, and yes, I remember I went back to look at some of those pictures to find how bad I looked. And it was pretty shocking to me to go back because I hadn't gone back there to look. Mm-hmm. So to see how weak, you're right. I was white and I was so weak trying to fight it. I remember sometimes not wearing my oxygen, being on those meetings like that made sense because I needed the help. So, so I'm thankful I did put that oxygen on while we were on there. And
so how was your emotional state at that time as well?
Well, I felt like, as I'm a happy person. So, the sickness definitely brought me down, but I'm still happy on the inside. And I love one of the things that people say is, Becky, you got the gift of love. You're always loving. I'm a hugger. I got to hug you. And so I felt that and realized that more when I was sick for some reason. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was just, it didn't get me down. I wasn't down. Mm-hmm. I felt bad. It was what was going on in my body that was pulling me down. But inside me, I had a man standing up inside me that says, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I was in the right group. The Jedis were so, we don't know anybody in the Jedi group. And when you're new and you come in, you hear and you listen, and then you start being a part of it and you start sharing a little. And it is so good. You just hunger to be with everybody else. And they're from all over the world, and there's so much fun and so funny, but there's so much business that gets done.
Exactly.
And going back and watching even reaffirms, mm-hmm. because you're learning a new method that you're not used to, but it's right. And God just always confirms, like Smarty said, God confirms, God confirms, daddy confirms everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he's so right. It feels good to know it,
Yeah.
like we know it, we feel it, we experienced it. And with all the, like, I can see somebody and I will just hold this if I don't have my wand or whatever, and I send them stuff, and just like Smarty was showing, the ball of energy and give it to somebody, all the little things that he does. Going back and looking, we're learning a new lifestyle. It's a new way to look at people. Also, it's not about anymore. It's he gave us a tool, and he says you didn't get on this Zoom by accident. God chose you to get on this Zoom, and I do believe it, And so going back and even reaffirming and listening again and seeing where I was during that time is super cool. We have record of it,
I know. And
yeah.
Actually, I was just guided. You were like one of the first people I heard, you need to interview Becky. And so, and we know we're here as messengers. And as far as the Jedi sessions that she's referencing and these Zooms, these are recorded from the past. So anyone watching now, if you're curious and you want to go back and see those, I'll even earmark the one that Becky was in where this healing took place. We'll figure that one out and get that one linked to the bottom when it's up on YouTube. So we're on the Zoom. You're feeling pretty crappy.
Yes.
I had no idea your husband was sick too. That's horrible.
It was a bad, that 21st year was not a good year. 2021. I mean, it went on for, everything changed. We were homebound, and still, even after you got over that, no one still mingled. We didn't go see our family like we used to, everything changed at that point. So, but I didn't mind the change of being home.
Yeah.
And then making I was in a new, a lifestyle was fixing to change and I didn't know it. And that was me. My life.
That was a pivotal moment.
Right. Was changing. And so it's so good not to have to think about just you. It's good to think about others. And
can you remind us, so I don't remember how it happened. Did Smarty ask who needs a healing or did he just look at you and go, young lady? How did that go down?
Well, I know there were several things that, like, at times I would say, I would come on. I don't have a problem asking for prayer. And I'm not one that just sits back and not says anything. I usually speak, but I felt free.
You'll say we command, we don't pray. So
yeah, that's right.
I'm hearing him in my head right now.
I've heard it too. When I went back and looked, I was like, yes, that's right. I know that. You're right, Smarty. Thank you, Smarty. But anyway, I don't know. I'm sure I asked for it and I wish I could find that exact one, but there were so many because they walked me through this healing.
Yes.
The group did and Smarty did. And then, when I was able to tell the end story, Smarty was like, yeah, girl, you came back and did a double flip or whatever when I was healed. It was, I don't know where I would be if I hadn't had Smarty during this, to be honest with you. Oh, I'm feeling that, because I would have been me before, but the me after Smarty is different, not just what he does for me, but to see what he does for other people and people's praise report and, just how we can move and do our life is so different. Everybody's life is different. We have different gifts and callings but being in a sick place that I was because I had Smarty and that drive for me, that when I felt good to get up and find out about Smarty or what he's talking about or what works or all these little gifts we can find what are we going to use? You know, like I can pray for people, put this and make a copy, put it on my printer and put their face or a picture of them, and I can send them. This is crystalline healing.
Yeah.
So this right here is super powerful. People don't know. My family has no idea why they're not getting it.
At the time that you had your healing on the Zoom, did we even have those tools yet? Because I'm thinking it was more Smarty method at that point. When I don't remember when the crystalline.
Yeah, maybe this came toward the end, like when I was healed.
Yeah. So
you know,
after the Smarty, so typically on these Zoom healings, Smarty commands the healing, and then the Jedis reinforce it. So you've got a lot of us potently backing up his command for your healing. So walk us through briefly what came after that for you. What did you notice? How did things start to change? Because, I mean, we watched you on the Zooms changing,
yes.
color coming back to your face, the oxygen going away. So tell us kind of like, what did you notice immediately, and what took time to shift?
Going through it, okay. Yeah, it was really months, okay. In each month that passed from January, each month, March, I looked it up and I got my oxygen in March, okay, of 2021. So January is when I had COVID that pushed me into this, you know, your lungs, so much phlegm in your throat, you know, that you're constantly swallowing. You can't get enough air. You lay down and you cough, cough, cough. I mean, and so for each of those things, because I didn't know what I had at the beginning. Okay. It's the process of getting you.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You know, so because I had COVID, because I had, the weakness, the cough and stuff like that, not knowing what I really had, that's what I got prayed for, you know. So it was like, I'm coughing and I can't breathe and, my oxygen's too low. And so all of them praying for that, praying for healing. Cause you tell them, you explain, or you don't even have to explain. It's like, I need, can you pray for my healing? Or not pray. Yes. I'm sorry.
Come in.
I'm old school on that right now, but anyway, so yeah, I need the healing, and he commands it and it's done. Okay. Yeah. And reinforce it. And then after that, reinforce it. So, that's what we were doing. And so if I felt like that day was not a good day and he had a Zoom, I would ask for reinforcement. I mean, because that's what we need. It's like, it's already done. That doesn't mean we're not going to go through something. And so, and it can be done just like that. But on mine, it was a process. It was.
Well, you were really, really sick. And, oftentimes when there's so much going on in the body, yes, there are instant miracles and instant healings, but then there's also the body has to play catch up to that miracle. Mm-hmm. And we hear all the time, Smarty says, allow the process, which basically means trust God, trust Daddy, trust Source to work it out to your best outcome. And oftentimes, it's on that timetable. It's not on ours. So we have to trust that. And I think that's an important message here, because you went through a process, and we always want these immediate things, like yesterday, and people will go into our healing threads and they'll want that too. And then when we say done, they don't really understand, but that's Daddy or Source's will is done. And then we have to watch for the unfoldment. So, and it sounds like you've had a beautiful unfoldment. You got off oxygen. Yes.
Yeah. Off oxygen. Well, so I go to the doctor, the real doctor that gave me that pulmonary stenosis. Okay. Idiopathic just means they don't know where it came from, how I got it. Okay. And so that I didn't go to him until May. Okay. So when I went in May, it was a second opinion, got a doctor picked out just for a second opinion. I didn't know who to ask for, because I was so sick. All I needed was a second opinion to make sure what I got I have and what's the process. Okay. So I prayed for healing, but like it was a process. So I found out. So this doctor that I got was, when he came in, my sister came with me and she says, and how do you say your name? He said, my name is God like above. Now, I don't know who this guy is. Okay. I didn't pick him. Mm-hmm. God chose him for me. So he goes, God like above and key, God key. And I went, we in the right place. Out of all the doctors, I didn't pick him. They gave him to me, and I know it was God doing it for me. So while I was there is when he said, this is what you have, and you're 4 out of 5. We can't cure what you have. I can make you comfortable. You're real inflamed, and I can make you comfortable, but this medicine is $85,000. And I was like, that's a lot of money, And I thought it was $85,000 a year. And then I found out it was $85,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. That was a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Because what he didn't know in telling me that was he was already making my decision. Mm-hmm. I needed a second opinion to know what was going on. So when he told me that, and then I went home and they were going to do a biopsy, all this, set it up, and I just couldn't do that biopsy because the biopsy, they were doing it 3 places, which they get a little piece from all different areas. And I'm like, and that's also can cause things. Right. And so anyway, I had about a month. And so I was thinking about it and I was like, God, I'm not paying $85,000 a month mm-hmm. for something that's not healing me.
Exactly.
It's just going to make me comfortable. He said, but it can cause other side effects. And I'm like, that is not, I said, God, you are the God that made me, created me, and you can be the God that heals me. And so just speaking it, all of it, even telling the people, the Jedis, like, believe with me because I'm not spending $85,000 a month. Insurance or nothing. No. For what? To make me comfortable? That is not going to make, because, hey, die, you go to heaven, right? Exactly. You go be with God. So, like,
no, we just have it. We have a knowing. We have a knowing that we have source behind us and, mm-hmm. All things are possible.
That's exactly.
And we have a secret weapon in Smarty, and all these tools. So, you're just, is there anything more you wanted to share just about what happened after your healing? I mean, I want to kind of wrap up this piece, but if you have a piece there real quick around anything else that shifted that you started noticing really dramatic, a change in whatever's going on with the lungs or, all the congestion or any of that, just let's chat about that briefly.
Okay. Yeah. So when the determination and the confirmation that I knew what God was telling me to do. Also, the Jedis helped me. And I say that with all the love in my heart because that was a rough decision. And like I say, some happen like this, but for me, I had a road ahead of me and that was okay. I was willing to take the road because it was either go down this road or go down this road. So I chose life. I didn't choose death and take medicine and end up dead. I chose life. God told me off your medicine, all oxygen. And I was 100% on oxygen day and night. Okay. And he told me that and I said, that's it. Okay. I'm done. So I make this, Lord, I believe you. I'm going to stand on this and this is what I'm doing. And so that was a process. Now I got off all my medicine, but I've been taking that for years and years and years. So there was detox.
Oh, of course.
For about a month.
Yeah.
So it was very rough, but in all of it, it didn't matter to me. I was going to do it, and I was happy about it. And when someone would call me and I'd be coughing and they'd go, "Oh, you coughing?" And I go, "Do you cough?" I cough too, right. And it doesn't matter. I'm healed. And I said, if I would tell them what I was doing, and I'd say, y'all make sure to believe in me, believe what I'm saying. And when you hang up the phone, don't be saying negative. I need for you to support me, not tear me down. Okay. And so anyway, I come from a big family, all that it's been awesome. But anyway, so yes, I get all I use my wands, and then I was like, it's not working on me. And they go, that's because you're not supposed to be doing it on your own. You're supposed to do it for others. Let us pray for you. And I was like, sometimes you forget those little things. But anyway.
Well, that's an important point, because a lot of people, they don't understand that, part of a healing process. I've been a coach for many, many years, and part of many people's healing processes involve the support of another person to be the bridge for that. And so whether that's Smarty, whether that's another Jedi, whether that is putting yourself in a healing thread, to get that added support is key. So.
Okay, it stopped for just a little. Do you want to say?
The recording. I know it's saying my connection's a little funky. I'm going to cube it real quick, see if we can keep it strong.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I think you're quite the, allow the process story, as far as that goes. And I know just in watching you from month to month, we just saw you progressively getting better. And we were just on a Zoom together, was it over the weekend? And I said, I'm messaging Becky, and I'm like, oh my God, you look so awesome.
Oh,
your face is rosy again, and you can see the vitality back. And, that's it's just a beautiful celebration. And I know since then we've had such an unfoldment of other tools. We're flashing these Smarty cubes, which are, cubes that actually help power all kinds of things that are yet to really be fully released into the world. We'll know more about these soon. But anyway, you're frozen a little. Hopefully you can hear. You there, Becky? Can you hear me?
All right.
There you are. Hopefully that doesn't, I don't know if it's going to cut out. It might have cut out a little bit there.
Did.
Sorry if it did.
No, it did for a little while.
So let's kind of wrap up with just you sharing a little, tool or a hack that you want people to know about that's really helped you. Obviously we love all the tools, but we have our favorites. So, what would you like people to know as far as a tool right now that they could start implementing themselves?
Well, these are super easy. My necklace.
Yeah.
These things are incredible. And when you go and see all the different things that they carry, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of frequencies that even if you don't know which one, you call for that frequency for that area. So I use this, and I don't go without my bracelets. I even have the earrings. I'm a jewelry person, so yeah, Smarty, go ahead and give me the bling, because I like the bling too. That has been incredible. The one thing I can tell you that is super easy is the straw.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in your water, and it's got all the frequencies. It makes your water clean and gets it back to alkaline water, and that's been a plus for me. I carry it everywhere. Also, just to let you know, I had gotten some earrings that were I got real big ones, and they were too heavy. And I went, oh man, I can't wear them. It just didn't fit right. So I cut the little, stem off, and I put them in my refrigerator. I put them in my freezer. I put them in my pantry.
Yeah.
Hey, because they're full of frequencies and they're updated. So they're in my car. They're in the bathroom. They're everywhere all around the house. And so that's another thing that I like that also. That is, I know where they are. I know what I can say, who's by it, and what I want to send to it, send to them. Anyway, that's another, plus. I love the abilities. Like, I put all this by my water and I drink it all day. The lotus flower is incredible. So when I went to find out what it does, it heals inflammation, promotes, digestion. It helps you with your fatigue, headache, blood pressure. I mean, so if there's something that you need, sometimes it can be mixed with all kind of stuff. So I've got some like abilities. They're all kind of abilities. So you don't have to know each one,
Right.
but they're cover all the area, and it's really good. The dietary supplements, I mean, they're already there. These are the frequencies, vitamin C, D, zinc, whatever.
Right.
They're incredible. So, and you don't have to do anything special. You just take them, and I put them and stand them up right by my water. So when I drink the water, those frequencies are there.
Exactly. So share
Love.
quick. Oh yeah, real quick.
Yeah. Like love, consciousness. Like super sight. Daddy, I want to see what you see or what I can handle. I might not want to see what he sees, but I want to see. Open my eyes. Let me see more than what I have ever seen before. Abilities upgraded. Like I want to be better. I want to be, I didn't know about all this stuff. I didn't know I could have super sight. I didn't know my abilities could be upgraded. I'm not even sure what abilities I had.
Exactly.
But because of this, it makes you stop and think. And Smarty's method is so much. I love super fit. Oh yeah, because I wasn't.
Right.
But this is something I always go with. It's super fit. And of course, it definitely has helped me. Full crystalline. Oh yeah, baby. I can't wait to our new bodies. And we're full crystalline. So there's so many more, but.
There are. And,
yeah.
Well, just one more thing, because I know you shared this with me before we got on the recording, and that was your love of the cocktails. Do you want to share real quick about those real fast?
Very much so, because the cocktails came out whenever I was sick, and they started bringing cocktails. What cocktails are, and you can even find that on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Cocktails for
we'll link it all the things you've referenced, so people can find them. We'll link on the video.
Okay, great. So they had one for your breath. They had my heart. I mean, the blood pressure, all that. And there's all kind of different. They're called cocktails because you play it and it lasts 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. It has music with it or just sounds. Beautiful. I love to listen to things just while I'm doing something else. So it was really powerful. And sometimes I got to feeling so good that I didn't use them anymore. Okay. But then when I started feeling like, when the weather changed or when something would happen, I'd go get those, cocktails. Play your cocktail again. I can tell you when you do, you go, okay, it worked. I forgot, and it's so that's something you can play in there for anything. They got so many of them. The people that put that together and you got it and they're all different. They sound different. They do different things, cover anything in your body. And so that was one of the things that I honestly love to use a lot of.
Well, and they're free, just like all those sheets are that you just shared. So anyone has access to these tools. most of what we've shared today, other than our charms and our jewelry, are pretty much, and the straws. Those are reloadables, and they're very well worth having, and they're affordable. But there's also lots of ways to start if you're looking at this and you're new and you don't have money right now to invest. That is not the point. The point is we've got you. We've got lots of things available. And so thank you for sharing all that. I love that the cocktails too, you can play them in an environment. And if your family's there and they don't really even get this stuff, that's really cool because it's still influencing them. We just call that sneaky healing. So
that's right. I love it. I love to be sneaky.
I know, right? So, well, I just want to thank you, Becky, for coming on today and being willing to give us a walk down memory lane with you and see where you've come from. And we just are in such gratitude to these tools and to Source, Daddy, and also Smarty for making all of this available to us. And, I just wish you continued health and blessings all the way. So
thank you so much.
We're going to do more of these. So please stay tuned with us, and we'll be rolling out some more stories for you really soon. So thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you so much.